Hi folks, it's Keith, Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec, here today with a look at what is POTA. If you're an amateur radio operator, you're very often scrolling along the bands looking for someone to talk to, looking for a contest, whatever. You very often hear someone calling CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. Well, POTA simply means Parks on the Air. Very simple, straightforward. But what is it? Well, it's actually one of the fastest growing ham radio programs out there. I would say arguably the fastest. More and more people every day finding it, enjoying it, doing it. So what is it? Well, it was a program that started originally, or has its origins actually, in one run in the States by the ARRL in 2016, which was a National Parks special event. When it ended in 2017, a lot of people decided, and some very excellent volunteers decided that maybe we should keep this going because it was a lot of fun. So around 2018, POTA, or the program itself, was formed. Now the idea is to get as many ham radio operators as possible and their families, because a lot of this is a family activity, out into our national parks, and for the Americans, their state parks, for Canadians, their provincial parks, and other countries have their own stipulations as well. But it continues to grow. More and more amateurs, more and more countries. Right now, there's something like 130 countries that are involved. And that's quite something in that short a time period. But you know, just last week I spoke to a ham radio operator in a park in Poland, another one in Portugal, another one in the Dominican Republic. So it's not just local, it's basically worldwide at this point. As I said, the idea is to get people outside. Now, POTA divides you, or the program divides you into two categories. You're either a hunter, someone who chases parks, or you're an activator, someone who actually goes out and sets up the radio in a park and starts calling CQ POTA. Now, when you do this, I think probably the easiest way to do it is, number one, go to the POTA website, POTA.com. Lots and lots of free information there. There's links to rules, regulations, videos on how to do things, and so on. Lots of different things. If you do a YouTube search, you will find all sorts of advice from people. I've got a few up, many other excellent videos by ham operators as well. A lot of us do a video of the different parks we're in. And you know, that works too, because I'm in Ottawa, so if I post a park in Ottawa, there may be another ham radio operator who says, geez, I'd like to check that park out. They may end up bringing their families with them, having a picnic. So, you know, it does get people out, and it motivates those hams like myself, who over the years sort of didn't quite leave the hobby, but we sort of got left behind because work got in the way, family got in the way, and you know, you'd go on the air half a dozen times a year and go in a contest or whatever. But you sort of lost a little bit of interest in it. And then POTA comes along, and all of a sudden there's thousands of hams out there who are now interested in getting back into this, and interested in going out into parks, interested in chasing parks from their house. So these are all the types of things that you can do. It's an HF band one. You can use, 10, 15, 20, all those different bands, 40. You can use CW, you can use FT8, you can use single sideband. There's lots of opportunities for you to get out there and try different things. So let's look at a little bit more. I would say you start as a hunter. And I say this because there's no money involved. If you already have a radio set up in your house, you're good to go. It's as simple as that. You don't need a 1,500 watt station or 1,000 watts or 250. You can do QRP from your house, and you can hunt parks. I've done it myself, and it can work very, very well. So I would say start as a hunter. And as you get through and as you get interested and as you find, you know what you're doing and you're listening to what others are doing and you're watching videos people are putting together, at that point you may very well decide you're going to do the same thing. So for equipment, use what you have. Keep it simple. And even if you go and you activate a park a few months later, use the radio you have. Don't go buy a new one. Down the road, you may say, I really like this. I want a special radio just for setting up in a park, something lightweight. I want a radio that I can backpack in and this type of thing. And that's fine. But when you start, keep it simple. Now, the POTA page, when you're on it, you'll see that you can pick a band. So another, just for sake of argument, say the 20 meter band. So you pick the 20 meter band and there's all the frequencies, there's the call signs, there's the state, there's the park number. Pretty simple stuff. All you got to do is dial up your radio to that frequency. If you can hear them, call them. Listen for the exchange. You need to know the exchange. So in your case, if you're a hunter or chaser, is another term a lot of people uses, your exchange is going to be their signal strength and where you live. So in my case, it's going to be, 5'9" Ontario. If I'm talking to someone over in Europe or something like that, I may say 5'9" Ottawa, Canada, because they need that in their logbook. Very simple exchange. The park will come back and say, thank you, you are, 5'8", 5'9", in park, whatever, Victor Echo 1516 if I use a park near me. That's all it is. You get a credit for every single park you speak to. You get a credit for every unique park you speak to. So when you're trying to win awards, and there's lots and lots of awards in POTA, you're going to get credit for every unique park that you talk to. So at this point, I think I'm about 600, somewhere around there. I'm growing daily. There are people out there with thousands of parks that they've spoken to. So there's always an opportunity to grow. There's always an opportunity to find a new park and then a new opportunity to talk to someone. So these are the types of things you can do. Listen to the exchange. So that in a nutshell, in its simplest, that's what POTA is all about. You're a hunter, you're an activator, you're collecting awards, it's free, and hopefully you're motivated to get out into a park. And the more parks you do, the more fun it becomes. I can tell you that from personal experience. Keith Beardsley, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor, Quebec. Give it a try. Have a great day.